In life, we all face the biting sting of rejection in its various forms. It could be a job we didn't get, a proposal turned down, a love unrequited, or an idea dismissed. Most of us perceive these rejections negatively, often allowing them to demotivate us, disrupt our peace, or even define our self-worth. However, what if we told you that there's a different way to view rejection? What if we presented you with a perspective where rejection is not a setback, but rather a gift? Intriguing, isn't it? This is exactly the unconventional view that Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that's gained a resurgence in recent times. Today, we're going to delve deep into the Stoic approach to rejection, shedding light on how this apparently negative experience can be a valuable gift in disguise. Have you ever heard of the Stoics? The Stoics were a group of philosophers who emerged from the Hellenistic period. Their philosophy is one of resilience, acceptance, and understanding of the natural order of things. Stoicism, as a philosophy, doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of life. Instead, it provides us with a framework to accept and even embrace these realities. Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius taught that we should aim to understand the world around us and recognize the natural order of things. They believed in the dichotomy of control, emphasizing that some things are within our control, while others are not. We have control over our thoughts, our perceptions, and our reactions. However, most external events, such as the actions of others, the approval of society, and yes, rejection, are beyond our direct control. According to the Stoics, our energy is best spent focusing on things within our control, and we should learn to accept or be indifferent to things outside of it. When we apply this to rejection, it offers a transformative shift in perspective. We begin to see that rejection isn't a personal affront or a measure of our worth, but rather an external event that has happened, and most importantly, something we can learn from. Let's delve deeper into this Stoic view of rejection. The Stoics had a unique and empowering approach to adversity. They divided the world into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. This is known as the dichotomy of control. So, what's in our control? Well, according to the Stoics, only our own thoughts, behaviors, and actions. External events, the past, the future, other people, and yes, rejection. These are all things we cannot control. The Stoics argued that recognizing this dichotomy is the first step to living a good and fulfilling life. They believed that we should focus our energy on things we can change and accept those we can't. Now, where does rejection fit into this? Rejection, in its many forms, is an external event. It's something that happens to us, not because of us. We can't control if someone will reject our ideas, feelings, or efforts. What we can control, however, is how we respond to it. The Stoic approach to adversity, including rejection, is to see it as a natural part of life, an opportunity for learning and growth, rather than a personal defeat. They saw rejection as a chance to practice resilience and develop our character. This perspective takes the sting out of rejection, reframing it from a setback into a stepping stone for personal growth. So, how exactly do the Stoics suggest we deal with rejection? Let's explore that next. From a Stoic's perspective, rejection isn't a personal attack. It's a part of life's natural order. It's as natural as the changing of seasons or the ebb and flow of tides. Understanding this is key to shifting our perspective of rejection. So how do Stoics perceive rejection? They view it as an event that's completely outside their control. The decision of another person to reject your idea, your love, or your effort is based on their judgment, their circumstances, and their choices. These are external variables that are beyond your influence. Stoics understood this, and so they didn't allow themselves to be distressed by rejection. But this doesn't mean that they were indifferent to it. On the contrary, Stoics believed that every event, including rejection, holds a lesson for us. They used rejection as a tool for self-improvement and personal growth. For instance, if a Stoic had an idea rejected, they would ask themselves, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve my idea? How can I better communicate it next time?" They didn't dwell on the negative feelings of being rejected. Instead, they chose to focus on how they can grow from it. But they also understood that not every rejection is a reflection of their deficiencies. Sometimes, Rejection just happens because of the other person's circumstances, preferences, or their understanding of the situation. And that's okay. It's a part of the natural order of things. So, Stoics perceived rejection as a chance to learn, grow, and strengthen their character. They saw it as a test of their resilience and an opportunity to practice their philosophy. In the face of rejection, they remained calm, composed, and focused on what they can control, their response. Now let's take a look at some practical Stoic strategies that can help us handle rejection in a more empowering way. This brings us to the crux of the matter: why Stoics consider rejection a gift. Instead of viewing rejection as a setback or failure, they saw it as an opportunity, a gift, if you will, that could foster personal growth, encourage resilience, and offer new perspectives. Firstly, rejection helps us reassess our views, behaviors, or ideas. It nudges us to step back, look at our actions, and ask important questions. It could be that our approach needs tweaking, our communication style needs refining, or our ideas need more maturation. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Secondly, rejection pushes us to grow stronger. It tests our resilience and shows us that we are capable of handling and overcoming adversities. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, highlighted this point beautifully when he said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the very obstacles we face, including rejection, can pave the path for our growth. Lastly, rejection can shift our perspective. It reminds us that life isn't always about getting what we want. Rather, it's about appreciating what we have and finding contentment within ourselves. It teaches us that our worth isn't determined by external validation, but by our virtue and character. As Seneca, another prominent Stoic, eloquently put it, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." In essence, rejection can be a tool for self-improvement, resilience, and self-understanding. Seen from this perspective, rejection indeed feels like a gift, albeit a challenging one, that can guide us toward becoming better versions of ourselves. How to embrace rejection like a Stoic. This section will delve into practical ways we can apply the Stoic philosophy to handle and embrace rejection in our everyday lives. These practices are about transforming our mindset and attitudes towards rejection. First, we need to acknowledge and accept our feelings of disappointment or hurt when faced with rejection. Stoics were not about suppressing emotions, but rather understanding and accepting them. Recognizing our emotional response is the first step in managing rejection effectively. Next, remind ourselves of the dichotomy of control, a central tenet in Stoic philosophy. This principle emphasizes focusing on things within our control, like our attitudes, actions, and responses, rather than fretting over things outside our control, such as other people's opinions or decisions. When we face rejection, instead of getting caught up in external circumstances, we should refocus on our internal resilience and ability to bounce back. Thirdly, extract lessons from the experience. Every rejection offers a chance to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I improve or change? What strengths did I discover in the process? Reflection turns the sting of rejection into valuable insights for personal development. Lastly, practice reframing the situation. Change your perspective from seeing rejection as a personal defeat to seeing it as a guiding tool, redirecting you towards a potentially better path. This mental reframing is powerful and aligns with the Stoic practice of transforming obstacles into opportunities. Implementing these Stoic principles not only helps in dealing with rejection, but also nurtures a more resilient and content life. It encourages us to see rejection not as a dead end, but as a detour to something potentially better. In the words of Seneca, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Building on the Stoic perspective, we see that rejection doesn't necessarily have to be a stumbling block. It could very well be a stepping stone. When we view rejection as a hidden opportunity for growth and self-improvement, we begin to appreciate its value. By embodying resilience and acceptance, we can transform our experiences with rejection, turning them into powerful lessons that guide us towards our true path. So next time you're faced with rejection, instead of wallowing in disappointment, ask yourself, what's the gift here? This subtle shift in perception could bring about profound changes in your life, redefining how you view and navigate your personal and professional journey. As we part ways, remember the Stoic teaching. The obstacle is the way, and sometimes that obstacle could very well be rejection, presenting you an unexpected gift, leading you to a path you never considered, but which might be the very path you were meant to tread all along.